person. You are bad. If you chose to try drugs, you would lie about it. If you were getting pulled over by the officer because you were drinking and driving. Hi. Here I am, everybody. And a lot of people ignore me, refuse to return my phone calls because I don't give them the look that they want. And if they were to go back into some of my modeling portraits implementations, they would find out I've been a jock, and I've been an athlete, and I've been a surfer, and I've been a gay militant activist, and I was nominated as Mr. Nude Palm Springs, and I ski. But you know what? Like Caitlyn Jenner, she woke up, well, he woke up one morning and looked at his medallion on his chest, and he said, "What in the heck have I done?" And he realized that he wanted to be a woman because he was a woman. And so I have people that reject me from high school, from Bakersfield, because they are narrow-minded, and it's 2018, and they voted for a president, Donald J. Trump, that grabs pussy with no consciousness because he is a celebrity, and he also hires prostitutes and makes it okay. But these Republican Christians in Bakersfield, California, the armpit of California, it has the highest unemployment in California. They reject me for me having had therapy and learn about why I don't like myself and what I need to do to love myself because I am love. They're threatened by that, and so they don't return my phone calls. So this is what I tell them. If you are satisfied with the message, press 1 press 2 to erase and re-record. Press 3. Okay, listen. Message review. Hi, Julie. I hope you're having a good day today. I know you're probably ignoring me because you think you're better than people like me. I have several friends by the name of Julie. You're really wonderful. So you don't know which Julie. In the direction that you wanted to. You made lemonade out of lemon. Let's start this over. Not where you thought you would be. Message review. Hi, Julie. I hope you're having a good day today. I know you're probably ignoring me because you think you're better than people like me. You think you're really wonderful. Life is going in the direction that you want it to. You made lemonade out of lemon. You're not where you thought you would be. But you're a snob. And you learned that the only thing that matters is about making money. And being a snob. You're very good at making money. And separating you from people. You're very good at getting up and doing making money. Same old, because not liking people because you're making more money than them. Sheep. That's who she is. You've been dumped down. It's a sad life. You can't think outside the box because you're not a dreamer. You settled for the basic realist lifestyle. And that works for you. It works for her. It keeps you from being homeless. And it feeds your family. But you know what? You've completely rejected me for me being different. You have absolutely no consideration of people outside your sphere of friendships, Christianity, faith community, of what's happened to me because of discrimination. You don't care. You have no empathy. You have no compassion for me. If it doesn't benefit you, you might give out of excess, but you don't give out of what you need. You don't give out of what you don't have. You don't stick out your head to help people because you're a very selfish person. And you're very critical. She's very overweight. Very judgmental to my sister. She lies to people. You haven't been nice to my sister. She hasn't been nice. She's a cunt. I want you to think about that, Julie Taylor. And you know what? Oh, I gave her full name. You don't scare me. Oh, who cares? You can take me to court. I don't care. You are a hateful person. You are bad. If you chose to try drugs, you would lie about it. If you were getting pulled over by the officer because you were drinking and driving, you would lie to the officer that you hadn't been drinking. You're very capable of lying. And there's nothing about you that doesn't faze me. I don't trust you. You can't even reach out foot over my head. I have herpes. I had a boyfriend who had full-blown AIDS. 2 boyfriends that were HIV positive.
So she hates me.
I was raped by coercion. You don't care.
Because I say these things.
You don't see that I have hurt.
Talk about my truth.
I have been
so she ignores
in the world to learn my lesson.
She's scared to
learn.
learn.
You give me no respect.
She's scared.
You give me no credibility for experience of living the life that I have that you do not have. Because you're a breeder.
She's a breeder.
You're a mother that's taking care of her child. You learn that the very most important thing in life is to make money. And you're a sheeple.
She's not a cool person.
Down. You follow the sheep. You're not a dreamer. You live in a very small box with limitations because you live in Bakersfield. And your whole family has left you. Julie's left you.
I mean, Cheryl or parents.
Your brother has left you.
Yeah.
And you have a loss. But you're not in touch with talking about your grieving because you have to be perfect. Because you want people to like you. Because you're overweight. Because you have a lot to substantiate in order to make sure that you're going to feel like you're normal when really you don't think you're normal because there's prettier girls than you. Now, Julie, I think you're beautiful. I think you're very pretty. I think you're very lovely. But that little smuggy little attitude you have. If you are satisfied with your message, press 1 to send your message with normal delivery. Press 1 to thank you. Your message has been sent. Goodbye.
So, I don't know if I ever have to repeat that ever again, but I'm sitting here with my Pismo Beach sweatshirt. And basically, she cannot apologize for her extended hold on my friendship and relationship with her. She gives me no world-class services, and she's scared to review the details of her life. And she's probably a closeted lesbian, and she's overweight and fat, so she gets off on, like, rejecting people like me. But I'm working on creating an all-male energy services center, and that's very important for me. I'm also looking at the adversities, the adversarial problems that we all have to overcome in order to be who we are. And, you know, no matter the way we look, you know, we're all humans, and we all deserve to be loved. And that's just that. You know, we want to expose, basically, falsehoods and lies, and admit the truth, and not see it through rose-colored glasses, because that is us being weak. We think that we have to lie to ourselves in order to see things the way they're supposed to be seen, in order to prove to ourselves that we are abiding and we have a love for the rule of law, when really we have just made ourselves sabotaged, and we're very self-deceptive, and we've believed in a lie that's not really the truth in order to think that we are abiding by our own pockets while we're abiding by the laws and lying to IRS. That's basically the culture. We are finding many women that are scared to show themselves because they know that they have been cunts in the culture. And a lot of these people are very scared to come to terms with the fact that men are not interested in women because it's about, I've said this before, ditch the bitch and make the switch. And women are angry at gay men because gay men are the invitations for men that need to come forward and talk about their problems. Because men understand men, and very dominating, overweight, lying women that don't feel good about themselves, they can't really get hot sex. Let's just be really frank, right? They are scared to take the positive pivot toward supporting queer theory. It is an extensive collaborative cooperation we need. as people should be of substance policy decisions, contracts, and agreements. There is a purpose to test power, and that is what we are here to do. It is a higher pathway to better thinking, and it's expanding consciousness democratically and being a counselor and lover of law. We are here to help any federal agency end corruption. So much sweet equity in what we have. And the recidivism is a very big thing in the standard operations central movement of people that are willing to tell the truth about who they are, such as yourself or me. We can use our fame and our popularity to, I had to put in dentures, barely even speak. We could use our popularity to advocate, to put in dentures, I could barely speak, to advocate publicly for equality and reform. Oh, you know what? This is another thing. We're looking at a macro confrontation. This is a very global issue. And what we want to do is understand that those that are underrepresented in groups as a select social population require love from all of us. I wanted to speak another thing to her. What did I want to say? I wanted to say that, oh yes, let me go back on the phone. Hopefully I can get to it over here. One moment. Okay. Oh, so warm. Hello, everybody. So she's basically ignoring me on the phone. Hello, Mrs. Control Freak. This is Tyler Lord Hamilton, doctorate candidate. I'm working on a PhD. I don't know why you're so snubby. Is it because I'm a gay man? And I know that you ascribe to a church family that doesn't offer any type of love for people like me, unless I'm like them. Why are you ignoring me? Because it leaves me only one reason but to call you cunt. And I don't like to call you cunt. I want your friendship, and I love you. Why won't you reciprocate? You think you're better than me, don't you? And you're critical and you're judgmental of yourself, and you have high standards on yourself that you put on me. And you're not supposed to do that to people. Am I putting a high standard on you? No. I'm asking for you to be human. You show me no respect or credibility for what I'm trying to do in the world. Because you are selfish, you are self-interested, you feel sorry for yourself, and you don't offer much. You really don't. People like Madonna and Britney Spears would throw you out of bed if you were a lesbian. Let's just be really honest. So, you know, I feel that your neglect and your abandoning me and betraying me and ignoring me and being silent is such a hateful thing, and it makes me want to hate myself and commit suicide. It makes me feel very lonely, and it only reiterates why I hate my life. Just in the several back and forth that we've done, that is how you've made me feel. And you're probably erasing this message because you're such a cold-hearted person. And people like you, I would never engage with in normal society. But because you are in my upbringing, I am being loyal to you and going back to you because I'm getting ready to become very rich and famous. And when I am rich and famous, and I have more money than any man that you would even desire to be with as a husband, which you'll never get, probably, unless you become a dreamer and you think outside the box and you get beyond your shadows of prejudice, you will covet me, you will envy me, and you will be jealous of me. So I'm trying to clear the air so you don't do that, because I'm letting you know what's about to happen in my fabulous life. I'm like Andrea Marquez. I love my life. And I don't know why you and her hang out with one another, because you don't like her. because you have bad-mouthed my sister, and you have talked shit behind my sister's back, because you're a cunt, and you're an unfeeling, inconsiderate Christian that lacks compassion, and above all, you give compassion in degrees and certain amounts that are to your mood. But overall, are you a selfless person? Probably not. None of us are. I'm not entirely a selfless person. But I'm calling you out on this as your spiritual brother in the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm also getting ready to plant a church called New World Christ Church. You have no idea of all the goodness that's headed my way, and you don't care because you're so self-absorbed and self-interested because you're a cunt. I want you to get that in your vocabulary. I want you to know that's really how you are being, and you're not being very nice. And it's so sad that somebody like you, with all your weight, has turned out to be such a ruthless, cruel person. You only go where it fancies you. That it's... I'm sending it. It's wonderful that I said those things to her, because it's true. Now, I will give you my policy. I am more than happy with depth in my sincerity to retract everything I've said to you that hurt your feelings. Although I believe in my frame of reference that I'm telling the truth about you, the way I see it objectively, because you're subjective, because you live your own life, so you don't know what we see, okay? So you're probably really shocked, and you're keeping your very thick skin because you don't want to have a psychological breakdown and you don't want to cry. I know you're a very sensitive person, and I believe you have mental illness. We all do. Psychologists are writing about this in journals and peer review articles and periodicals and things like that, about that all of us are a little bit tweaked psychologically because of being products of Donald J. Trump. Drain the swamp. He's actually the swamp. And everybody around him is falling under like 13 felonies, and they have life in prisons. And they're like right next to him. It's just a matter of him when he falls. So they're draining their own swamp. But I'm calling you because you have not shown me love. You haven't shown me conversation, elevated dialogue, discourse, a respectable repute where you come to town and take me to lunch, or you invite me to go to Bakersfield to take you to lunch. You have not engaged in a friendship. Ever since high school, you have not been a friendship. You have not been in as a friend, because you fell out of friendship with my sister and you checked me off at the same time because you're so critical. You know what, Mrs., of how critical you are of gay people and my sister, I tell you, you're a fat ass, and you can't handle that. Oh, you gave me such a very sensitive topic. How dare you? Well, cunt, how would you like people coming after you and trying to kill you because they're discriminating against fat people and straight people like you? I happen to be a gay man. I've had a knife put over my head, okay? And yet you're worried about somebody saying that you're fat because you are fat and calling it out what it is. I'm basically saying that because you are not any more perfect than me living with anorexia. I have lost so much health because of substance abuse, and I wasn't raised to do dope because I was lonely in the gay community. It's not a moral issue or a legal issue, even though I was arrested. It's actually a public health issue and a psychology issue. And I've been getting my help. And to see how I have overcome my obstacles with courage and grace, according to Joyce DeWitt, because she's my friend. She lives in Santa Monica. You are telling me that I am lesser than by you ignoring me and being silent and never learning how to communicate. If you're angry at me, I encourage you, call me a whore. Call me #1 cunt. You know, call me. Cuss me out. I want you to be who you are, not who you're trying to be. I want you to accept you for you right now in your imperfection, not who you want to be by making people think you're perfect by wearing pretty makeup and smelling good and wearing nice clean clothes and having beautiful hair. I want you to look at yourself in the mirror without brushing your teeth or taking a shower, and I come in and I give you a big hug and a big kiss right on your cheek, and I say, I love you anyways, even if you stink. And you're like, no, 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 I'm not ready to kiss. I'm not ready. I need to get ready. You know, because you hate yourself being dirty. You hate yourself for your own decay. You hate yourself for your own prejudice, for yourself. And I'm here. I said, so basically, it's already like 20 minutes on this video, and I'm talking about somebody who is of utter disgrace because she's not cool. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to tell her. Yeah, I'm doing this because I want all of you in the LGBT culture and the LGBTQ, Q for questioning, that you can stand up to people. You can. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. You're communicating. Julie, you have given me only disgrace, because when I was going in and out of psychiatric hospitals and having major mental breaks, I mean, I was loaded on 5 medications just for my head because I was trying to come out of the closet and to deal with my parents' divorce and also violence that was being done unto me. You have no idea how broken I've been. I've gone through so much more abuse than you give the abuse to yourself for being overweight. So you need to get over your little ego, missus, because it's not all about you in the universe. And it's certainly not about me. It's about a global human family and being one earth, one people, in unison. Because of our tech community, we can do that through technological advance, information tech and all that jazz, the tech community. But you have disgraced me by not embracing me when I was really hurting over the last 30 years. And I'm coming back to you and letting you know I missed you, and I needed you, and I wanted you in my life, and you would have been able to love me, but you were not capable of loving me. You are not capable of putting arms around me while I am crying in the corner of my hospital room in a psychiatric hospital, because you were raised as a Christian and you have issues around physical touch and body and carnality and all that jazz, and you don't know how to hold your friend. You I'm sure had learned that I was going through hardship, but you never dropped me a card. I hope you're well, I hope you're okay. And that picture not the picture, but the shirt you gave me in high school, I threw it away. I had it for all my life. I just got rid of it just the other year. Had it for all these years because I always thought you were my best friend. I just needed to get in touch with you because I was always very busy, trying to earn a living and trying to work on my professional development, moving to Washington, D.C., San Francisco, Palm Springs, and now I'm in L.A. You got to understand, I am way, way, way cool. And you know what? And I'm a city boy. Well, I'm becoming a man, so I miss the ocean terribly. I don't know if I'm going to move to Carmel or Sausalito, but we'll decide that when my money is all squared away. But I used to live in Santa Barbara, in fact. But you have not united to ignite me. You don't unite to ignite. Somehow I think that you really think that you are better than people like me because you're too busy for people like me. And you can't spend the time over 15 minutes hearing my voicemails when you haven't heard from me for 30 years. Somehow you're just probably rejecting me and throwing me away. That's how hateful you are, and that's how inconsiderate and insensitive you are. It's because you're from Bakersfield and you're around white trash and rednecks and not very many people that understand the heart. You know, I have a friend who was raped by his uncle when he was young, like 7 or 8 or what have you, and his mother was across the room drinking and saw that. And so there's a reason why whenever he got older, he would go out and bareback and be a cum dump and let men not use condoms on him because he was looking for love. Now that behavior is rooted in the fact that somebody betrayed him and his family, but it doesn't mean that him looking for love in the wrong places makes him sinful or makes him going to hell because he's working from his frame of reference. You have to understand early formative childhood years. But see, you're not educated in those fields as far as I'm concerned, and I don't know why you have not had more enthusiasm and excitement to know me. You've broken my heart and you've broken me down, and all I have to say is that I don't think you're a cool person.
Delivery, press 1. Send your message with urgent delivery, press 2.
She thinks that if she ignores me, it's going to change. It doesn't work that way. Things change by communicating with the source that's hurting you. She thinks she's perfect because she's fat. She's in denial. She's not perfect. Physically, she's not. I thought she had a beautiful heart, which makes her perfect. Even if you are fat, you're still perfect to me. Even if I'm gay, I'm still perfect to you because you love me. And I've had family members reject me, Julie. I've had family members reject me over my orientation more than family members rejecting you because you said the wrong thing at Christmas time. You don't know how violent it's been for me by being cut off at the knees. And I just don't think you're a cool person. And if you want to open up yourself and say, I am an artist, I'm all made up to go and I look good and everything with my makeup and my money, but you know, I am an artist and I am a dreamer and I do think outside the box and I'm imaginative and I'm creative and I'm a visionary futurist and I'm a forward thinker and I believe in ethical, welcoming, collective consciousness of those that are defeated. I believe in loving the unlovely. I believe in being friends of the friendless. If you could say these things about me, then I'll sign you up to be my friend. But you have not even given me that type of understanding of your character. I hate you because of what you're doing to me. But once I get past my hate very quickly within minutes, I will love you and I will take the bullet for you. I would be murdered and assassinated if it meant I got to say I love you, even though people were telling me to say I hate you. That's how selfless I try to be. And I'm very selfish. What the fuck? I'm a fucking narcissist, bitch. So, you know what? You're right in with family, honey. You're talking to the right person, and why you are rejecting me, it's because you're prejudiced. It's because you don't believe in human equality and human rights. And we've abused human rights with spreading diseases and pornography and liberty and freedom for all. And what we need to do is look at how we've abused human rights and how we have been a betrayal to democracy and how we could restore dignity. See, these are thoughts that I think about as a public administrator and community organizer. I'm getting a PhD, Mrs., and I have a master's in public administration with an emphasis in government policy, and I'm a 4.0 in criminal justice, and I have a 3.7 or 3.8 in sociology, and I have worked at the White House, and I have also been a whore, and I also suck dick. Not really these days, but you know, if you're gonna like accept me on how wonderful I am because of my credentials and my accolades, you know, Glenn Close even said I was the best person in The Mystery of Edwin Drew when I played Bazard with her nephew, Daniel Corey, who now lives in New York. I've had Carol Channing say very high things about my acting. So out of all of my accolades and my prestige and everything, you check me off because I said I like guys. See, you can't do that to people. You need to accept everything as good of what one has from their frame of reference. So you need to open up your heart and learn to love you, love on you, love your imperfection. See, you don't love all of yourself. That's why you're shunning me when I'm trying to be affectionate and trying to give you love. And you get off in some sexual, metaphorical way of rejecting me because it like gives you some type of demonic orgasm while you're having orgies with your demons. Like, I think that the way you are mistreating me is so unsubtle. You're very loud of what you're communicating. And the excruciating pain that that gives me is so huge. That is violent and is volatile to me because of you. So, you know what? Your sister... Oh.
Send your message with normal delivery. Press 1. To send your message with urgent delivery.
So, people, LGBT, people that are even fat, stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Talk to people. Don't be afraid if they write you off as friends, because they already did by being rude to you. So there's no loss. Only gain and integrity, because you're a change agent and you're an agency of change in social transformation, alchemy. Honey, you're acting like right now that you're not my friend. Got news for you. You were not my friend before I started calling you and your sister. And your sister telling me that God did not make me to be gay is completely incorrect. You ladies do not live the gay life. You ladies aren't even professed lesbians. You don't even have dicks between your legs. Listen to me. I'm not trying to be nasty or curt or trashy or offensive. It's metaphorical. You have no idea what it means to have a loss of psychological masculinity. You have no idea what it means to be a masculinist theorist because you're busy being a feminist theorist in a Christian way and hating gay people. How dare you, you fucking cunt. That is the most dirtiest thing that you can do to me. You have no idea how famous I'm going to become. Because of your presidency with Trump, me coming forward, I'm basically your next George Washington. You have no idea. I am the Harvey Milk of San Francisco. If you don't know about Harvey Milk, he was a public administrator. Somebody was jealous of him, so they murdered him in San Francisco many years ago in the 70s. I am the next Harvey Milk, and you can't stand by my side. You wouldn't even attend my funeral. You wouldn't even give flowers to my sister or my mother if I was murdered. That's how I feel about you. If I am wrong, then you need to correct me, you need to call me, and we need to reinstate and establish a solid friendship of truth and honesty and transparent in a translucent social psychology. I'm very educated. I'm more educated than you. You're a breeder, and you've had a child, and you have a career, and you have knowledge and information I don't have. But in this area of social justice, prevalence, and democracy promotion without force, I know what I'm talking about as a community organizer. And listen, Mrs., your sister and you are not allowed to tell me God did not make me to be gay. Because if you say that, then I say back to you as a rejoined, God did not make you to be fat. And that all crushes your world or hurts your feelings. But you know what? Listen to me. I'm the one that had a knife put over my head because I'm gay, because somebody doesn't accept me for being gay. Who in the life that you've had put a knife over your head for being fat? Probably nobody. So you know what? Get off your fucking throne of Jesus Christ, the racist Jesus. You serve a racist junior high Jesus. Go fuck yourself with HIV for 5 hours and get back to me. Because the anecdote that can heal you from your despair would be my love. And what can heal me from my despair is love from my family and my friends. And you are not giving me that support system. So fuck you. I'm going to Washington, D.C. next week. Go fuck yourself. And I'm in dialogue with Caitlyn Jenner, who lives in Malibu, who has more money than your fucking mother. Go fuck yourself, you snotty little Christian, fat-ass, bigoted bitch. And I will retract all these messages and all this hard knock verbiage that I'm giving you right now. I'm sorry. If you can show me the humility and not the egocentrism and the culture of narcissism to hold up your wall, hold up your tent, build walls, don't build bridges, build walls. If you can hugely, greatly go into the direction of humbling yourself to apologize to me And your sister, fuck, I'll mail you 20 bucks if you need it, bitch. You have no idea how fab I am and how marv I am. I'm marvelous. Yeah. So you know what? You are stuck up, undereducated, small-minded, living in your box, thinking life's going to get better and you're not going to go anywhere. You're going to die as a bitter woman alone in Bakersfield unless... I'm not even going to deal with her. I'm not even going to deal with her anymore. I'm not even going to call her back to just make that last comment that I just gave. So, ladies and gentlemen, stand up to the bitches. And more men in my position are throwing up their hands and saying, let the bitches take care of the bitches. Let the bitches take care of the cunts, and let the cunts take care of the bitches, and let the cunts take care of the cunts. I'm tired of being a man trying to get women that are heterosexual, that had crushes on me in high school, to accept me as a gay man. I'm being honest. These women, 3 of them in Bakersfield, that are ignoring me. One's in New York, but she's not even living up in the Hamptons or living in the city or anything like that. She's trash redneck. These women are rejecting me because I was never attracted to women, and I would not marry a woman and tell a woman what she wants to hear, only knowing I would cheat behind her back. So it's better yet that I don't get married. It's better yet that I don't date these women, because I am not into vajayjay. I am a gay man. And these women have absolutely no put in my dentures, I can barely speak. Oh, much better. They have no intestinal fortitude to show me the humility and give me apologies and show that they love me and accept me and they're sorry for all the hardship of me being in psychiatric hospitals. That's how rude they are. And ladies and gentlemen, we are not separatists. We are not isolationists. We are not antisocial. We are not running around being marginalized because we live with Asperger's syndrome or autism or manic depression or freaking mental illness and even being gay. We do not have to cover our faces. We do not have to live in shame because of people's shadows of prejudice. We are here to help men that can't help themselves get off of crystal meth, to reinstate what it means to be a man of psychological masculinity, to understand that masculinity is not about money and money hard-ons and cock and culture or having muscles, but it's about being honest. That is the most greatest trait of a real man. It's that you are honest. You might lose your job. You might lose your friends. You might lose family members. But you gain so much self-respect if you don't digress, but you progress toward loving yourself and not having self-hatred for the honesty that you've given to people in society. You are the pillar of change with other people that are pillars of change. You are not here to be the best. You are here to be the best with people that are the best. You are not here to compete and be better than people and lie to people at interviews to get the job to make money. You are here to be honest and to hold hands with people. You know, when Christ was on the cross being crucified, each thief on each side of him said, "Lord, forgive me." And Christ says, "You are forgiven, you'll be with me." That's how easy love is. Just because somebody has an orientation does not make them liable for hell. People, stand up to other people and tell them how you feel. Tell them what your heart is telling you. Tell them what keeps going in your head that's coming from your heart, because you have to be honest and you have to come out of your closet. Whatever your closet is, doesn't have to be gay. Men, come out of your closet and stand up to people and don't let the bastards bring you down. That is mental health advocacy for you. I gotta go smoke some marijuana right now. I've done amazing work right now for social justice. And I want you to do that thing for yourself too. Do the work of social justice, please. And tell the truth. Love you.